Today we're watching... The movie opens with 35 seconds worth of silence. Before we're jump scared, the title card. I want to preface this video by stating I don't watch a ton of horror movies, but I do like to watch them when they're highly recommended by people. And this movie was recommended to me by a friend and fan of the channel. If you want me to recap a movie in particular, feel free to leave your suggestion down in the comment. Alright, back to the movie. We swoop down into a house that's kind of far out into the woods. We hear the many sounds that come along with somebody cooking a meal. But this lady is hearing none of that because she's deaf. She tries her own cooking and she's like, better stick to ordering takeout. It's a good thing she doesn't feed her cat that food because that would be animal cruelty. Her neighbor's walking over as they were exchanging some texts earlier, and for some reason they're exchanging texts while they can literally see each other.
Oh, it's so cute.
She says that she finished and loved her book. You don't need a sign language. I want to practice sign languaging with you. Okay, but you kind of suck at it. No, I'm getting better. Anyways, she goes into fangirl mode and she's like, I love the ending for your book. How did you come up with it? I have this thing called writer's brain. And with a bunch of hand gestures, she basically explains that she has this voice in her head. It's almost like having another person to bounce ideas off of. It helps her find a bunch of different options for her characters in her book to go through. It's like she could write out fully fleshed out ideas into her book without actually having to commit to anything just to see if it works. And then it's quickly mentioned about her illness that she had that made her go deaf when she was 13. The neighbor then notices the fire alarm going off in Maddie's house. And although the fire alarm is blaringly loud and ear-piercing, to Maddie it's completely silent because she's deaf, if you didn't get that already from the sign language.
That is one hell of a fire alarm.
But it's so loud I could feel the vibration. One final reminder on the back of her book that she got a disease, bacterial meningitis, that made her deaf when she was 13. Okay, movie, we get that she's deaf, can move on. Movie's gonna say no, but I'm gonna say let's stop reminding us she's deaf. We get it by this point. We are 10 minutes into the movie. The movie's name is Hush. She's deaf. We understand that. As Maddie is staring away at her laptop doing what 99% of writers do, nothing, she decides to give it a break and just go throw out her crappy dinner. And then her neighbor reappears and she's screaming for help from Maddie. Oh no, but she can't heal her. She's deaf. She then gets shot by a crossbow bolt and then brutally and slowly murdered through multiple stabs. And then the killer's like, this girl for real? With some light tapping on the glass, he confirms what we all believe, that she is an idiot. Oh, I'm sorry. She's deaf. She's deaf. If you guys didn't know, she is deaf. She goes back to writing while the killer just slowly walks in behind her, brandishing his knife, playing with his food, so to speak. But then she gets a FaceTime call from me. Hey, Maddie, you should definitely turn around right now. There's nothing there. But Maddie, I saw something move. It was probably just the cat. She goes back to writing when she gets a weird text from herself, and it's the eeriest photo of herself sitting on the couch taken from inside the house, followed by another, then another. And that photo was literally just taken now as she slowly gets up from the couch, because why hustle in this scenario? She finds a masked man outside going, hey, is this your phone? She sprints over and closes the door and she's like, dude, I'm due for an upgrade, leave that. They do a wee bit of do-si-doing around the house as he's trying to find a way in and she's trying to lock all the doors she's trying to get into. She tries to call 911 on her laptop, but quickly the power's turned off. Because she wasn't great friends with her neighbors, she doesn't have their Wi-Fi password, so she can't call 911. Then the masked man slices her tires, and I'm like, okay, can't you still drive with sliced tires? You know, I'm sure it would do a lot of damage to your car, but you could definitely get away from somebody. If your life's on the line, just drive it, but maybe I don't know. Maddie writes on the glass door with lipstick, won't tell, didn't see face, boyfriend coming home soon. Quickly calling her bluff, he takes off his mask, revealing his face, and says, I know you single as freak, girl. Then this lunatic goes into a little monologue where he's like, I know you're out here alone. I could come in and kill you at any time.
I can get you anytime I want, but I'm not going to. Not until it's time. When you wish you're dead, that's when I'll come inside. Do you understand me? Nod your head if you understand me.
Then he does this funny little half turn, which I can't decide is like cool or not. Maddie arms herself with a knife and starts barricading her house, planning on staying inside and hunkering down. And who's that knocking at the window? Has help arrived? Damn, that's messed up. After a quick little breakdown, she remembers she's really the only main character we could root for, so she can't be dead yet. She hatches a plan, sets off her car alarm, and then tries to grab the dead neighbor's phone. She's unable to find the phone in time, and the killer comes back. He gets his hands underneath the window and he starts propping it up. Knowing she's outmatched in strength, she results to weaponry. Congrats, you got the window open. Your prize? A hammer to the forearm. After he patches himself up, he shows the phone. He's like, I had it the whole time, you idiot. Her next plan is to sneak outside. And yeah, honey, you're making way too much noise. I know you can't hear it, but running on leaves is not exactly silent. A crossbow bolt flung in by a nearby boyo says, maybe go back inside. Her next plan is flashlight. Into the woods you go. A literal Hail Mary play. But the killer actually seems to go over and investigate it. Maybe she's gonna get away. away. Nah, I'm only playing with you. That trellis has leaves on it, bro. We all know leaves are noisy as heck. Crossbow bolt to the leg. She climbs back up, and instead of going inside to safety, she decides to slowly peek her head out. She went to the school of Matrix bullet time dodging. Bro then decides to also climb up the trellis and basically hands her his crossbow and gets sent swiftly back to the ground for his troubles. And Maddie clearly never played any Call of Duty Black Ops 1 because she has no idea how to reload a crossbow. After quite a lot of blood loss from her leg, she's feeling a little woozy. After the killer does a little bit of taunting of Maddie's lack of reload skills, we hear a tapping at the window at the other side of the house. It's Maddie's neighbor, John, who's looking for his girlfriend, Sarah. I hate to tell you this, John, but she dead. The killer runs up to John with a flashlight pretending to be a cop, but John kind of starts sussing him out because, yeah, he's not a cop. He looks like a crazy guy. The nail in the coffin is when an earring falls out of the killer's pocket. John's just about ready to bash him in the head with his rock when he gets distracted for just a second when Maddie finally tries to help and actually just ruins the whole thing. Boom! Knife to the neck. Bro's bleeding out. With a standard amount of taunting from this killer.
Chance. It came to a fight. She was just so damn big. Actually pretty glad she showed up when she did. Thank you.
He dies. Oh dang, no, he's not dead. He has just enough of a fight left in him. But Maddie, why aren't you going out there and helping him while he has him down? John literally has him in a chokehold. All you gotta do is just come over and finish the job. But it's just not enough for him to do by himself with that neck geyser, as John actually now succumbs to his wounds. Maddie just says frick it and decides to bolt. But with that leg wound limiting her speed, the guy catches up to her, smacks her in the head with a brick, and bashes her skull in with the brick. Holy crap. And that's where the movie ends? Oh my god, she's just dead like that? Like, super anti-cli-
You can't run.
Why is she talking? She's dead. Now we're seeing like a really accurate depiction of what her writer's brain looks like. Going through all the different avenues and all the different potential deaths she could go through.
Get the power back on. Go outside, get the power back on. Hiding. Windows in each, all he needs is a rock. Best case scenario, he doesn't find you and you bleed to death. Go back outside, crawl space. I've tried that once. He figures out you're there. He figures out I'm there. And I don't think you last that long. We are running out of time. How long before you can't even walk or stand up or see? Once he is in this house, it is over. He is bigger, stronger, and faster. And he's got the advantage. He can hear you. I can't run, I can't hide, and we can't wait. You go outside, you're dead. Which means there's only one ending he won't expect.
Kill him in sign language. Killer's just outside chilling, smoking a pack of cigs. Yes, John, what do you think he should do? I think John's kind of giving him a bit of a cold shoulder though, but I'm not sure why. Might have to do with the fact that he's about to murder her cat. Crossbow bolt to save the day. Don't know why she had to run outside to do that shot though, but now she has to run back inside. Oh, she dropped the crossbow bolt. Yeah, now she tried to grab it and turn it stuck in the door. This is not gonna go well. After that, she somehow triumphantly gets up and writes on the door, "Coward." He then starts trying to break down the door. But for a guy who was playing with his food for so long and saying he could come in whenever he wants, it doesn't seem like he could come inside, as he's been really struggling with it. I think bro's a little bit out of his league. Maddie goes and hides herself in the bathroom. But he breaks the window open and climbs into the bathroom with her. It's basically all wrapped up here until bro gets a little bit too cocky again. And with the sickest knife flourish I think I've ever seen in a horror movie, she does a full 180, yeah. Crazy, thinking about the way she stabbed the guy. She then decides to play dead, and she's like, "I got you now, no wasp spray." Now they're on equal playing fields because they're both down 1 cent. But her setting off the fire alarm in his ear definitely puts him down another cent. But even through all of that, he's able to get her onto the ground and start strangling her to death. With her life flashing before her eyes, she almost thinks this is the end, until her fingertips are able to find a corkscrew on the ground, and she got him right on through the neck there. You're gonna need some Neosporin for that, laddie. Neosporin or not, he ain't surviving that. And she comes out victorious. With John's phone in the killer's pocket, she calls 911, goes outside and pets her cat, waits for those triumphant blue lights to arrive. And maybe after all this, she finally got an ending to her book. And that's where the movie ends. Hush was a really good film experience, not only to watch, but to listen to, or should I say lack of listening, as the film really shows a dynamic way of putting us in the shoes of the survivor, depriving us of hearing many times throughout the film. The filmmakers originally wanted Hush to be an entirely quiet film, but I like the route they went with the hybrid idea. If this was a silent film released in this century, it would go gravely underappreciated. This film is like one of the most realistic depictions of a serial killer in real life. It's not some behemoth, unkillable man. It's just some crazy guy that just really wants to murder people. He's very easily beatable. He has very real human emotions. He's just psychotic. And in the end, his downfall is his cockiness. You could see this whole movie playing out as a real life event. Now, I'm not sure why a deaf person would want to live kind of out in the middle of the woods by themselves, but if you are that person, make sure to lock your windows and doors, because you're not going to hear the psycho serial killer roll up looking for some action. Anyways, this movie gets 21 crossbows out of 25.